I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Anna Braun.
Here.
Tim Cummings.
Here.
Jamie Falco.
Here.
Louis Figueroa.
Here.
Lori Herrick.
Here.
Li Wu Hong.
Here.
Lori Lax.
Here.
Wilbur Pan. And Heather Guas.
Here. We have a quorum. Please rise to salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the East Brunswick Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Board of Education offices located at 760 Route 18 East Brunswick. Written notice was also provided to the Sentinel, the Newark Star Ledger, the Home News Tribune, the Alternative Press of East Brunswick, and the Municipal Clerk of East Brunswick. All Board of Education meetings, with the exception of executive session discussions, are videotaped for later broadcast. It is the policy of the Board of Education the videotaped meetings are not edited for any purpose. Individuals who speak at the board's public meetings should be aware of these videotaping rules. So, good evening and welcome. We do not have our student rep this evening?
We don't.
Okay, we're sad to not have our student rep. He's my favorite part of the meeting. So we will be moving directly to the good of the cause for the public.
Actually.
No, we will not.
I think we have, maybe I have a different one.
I'm looking at the
Resolution of
old one.
appreciation.
I'm sorry. We have a resolution of appreciation. School board,
That one, I'll do that.
you'll do that one?
yes.
Yeah.
Fine, I wasn't sure I was
That's
reading
for
this
you.
right. That's for us.
That's for you. It's my honor to offer
That's
this,
why you didn't see it.
this resolution of appreciation for School Board Recognition Month in New Jersey, January 2025. Whereas the New Jersey School Boards Association has declared January 2025 to be School Board Recognition Month, a time that all residents might acknowledge the contributions made by our local school board members. And whereas the East Brunswick Board of Education is one of more than 581 local school boards in New Jersey that sets policies and oversees operations for public school districts. And whereas the East Brunswick Board of Education embraces for all students the goals reflected in the district motto of excellence in academics, athletics, and the arts. And whereas the East Brunswick Board of Education helps determine community goals for the education of approximately 8,400 children in preschool through 12th grade. And whereas the East Brunswick Board of Education members receive no compensation for their services, yet are committed and active advocates for public school students, and as board members collectively work with administrators, teachers, and parents for the good of the East Brunswick Public School District and public education in general. And whereas the East Brunswick Board of Education provides accountability to the public, communicates the needs of the school district to the public, and conveys to the school administrators the public's expectations for the schools. And whereas the East Brunswick Board of Education can take pride in its schools, which rank among the best in New Jersey and nationally in indicators such as high school graduation rates, class size, college entrance exam participation, and advanced placement offerings, and test scores. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we join community statewide in observing January 2025 as School Board Recognition Month and express our gratitude and appreciation to Heather Guas, Li Wu Hong, Anna Braun, Timothy Cummings, Jamie Falco, Louis Figueroa, Lori Herrick, Lori Lax, and Wilbur Pan, collectively the East Brunswick Board of Education, for their unwavering service to the students, staff, and greater East Brunswick community. Congratulations to all of you.
Is it okay to go backwards a little bit?
Absolutely.
All right, we would like to backtrack a little to what is my favorite part, our student representatives report.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I want to start by congratulating all the incoming board members and wishing them the best of luck this year. And I also want to extend the congratulations to the president and vice president. It's still good to see all these familiar faces as well, of course. As the new year has kicked into full gear, so have the activities in the high school. The first major event following our holiday break was the electives fair. Juniors and sophomores roamed the hallways and cafeteria, exploring presentations, videos, and posters detailing the exciting opportunities each elective offers. Students who had taken these electives in the past collaborated with teachers to promote their classes and projects. Junior Pranav Samanani remarked, "The electives fair gave me insight into so many new classes for next year. I had no idea I could take an English course focused on murder mysteries and detective stories as a senior." Thanks to the electives fairs, juniors and sophomores will be well prepared to make informed decisions for their course requests, which are due in March. For seniors, it was bittersweet to watch our younger peers look forward to their future in the school. However, we also had the opportunity to engage in valuable presentation during the electives fair. As we prepare to head to college or the workforce next year, car share safety is becoming increasingly important. A speaker from the What's My Name Foundation delivered a presentation on safely advising students on how to get into rideshare services like Uber and Lyft. Seniors were advised to ask drivers to state their name, check license plates, and sit in the back seat when entering a vehicle. At first, car share safety didn't seem like a pressing issue, but the more I listened, the more I realized how essential these safety measures are. At the end of the presentation, all seniors signed the pledge to follow these guidelines, and the pledge is now displayed in the senior section of the cafeteria for everyone to see. Last week, the Student Council attended the 98th New Jersey Association of Student Councils Winter Convention at TCNJ. Students heard from keynote speakers, engaged in discussions with other schools, and gathered ideas to bring back to our community. One standout idea was implementing a week-long Battle of the Classes presented by Shore Regional High School. The initiative promotes school spirit, participation, and compassionate behavior while building excitement at the end of the year. It's something we hope to introduce to East Brunswick this year. The highlight of the day, however, was sophomore Kaylin DeRose, the NJASC liaison, who was elected as the State Board of Education student representative. She will attend monthly meetings where she'll present on education-related matters from across the state. I look forward to hearing Kaylin's reports and, of course, bragging that I know someone who works at the State Board of Education. Last Friday, the Asian Club hosted their annual Bubble Tea House. The event featured live performances, a ramen eating competition, and food from local vendors. Senior and Asian Club President Nicholas Wan shared, "Bubble Tea House was a huge hit. Although it's an annual event, each year has something different in store. We had over 200 people join us on Friday to enjoy boba, food from East Brunswick Chinese, and performances from our talented students. We hope our Asian Night event in April is an even bigger success." The event was a perfect blend of cultural education and entertainment, offering a meaningful and fun experience for all. Speaking of Asian culture, International Club's hosting its annual Bollywood Night next Friday, January 24th, in the cafeteria. The event will feature food, dancing, a mango lassi drinking competition, and much, much more. Senior and club president Shraptesh Lokanda explained, "Bollywood Night is an amazing event where you can embrace South Asian culture, enjoy great food, and have fun with friends. While there is a South Asian dress code, we want to emphasize that this event is open to everyone. We hope people from all backgrounds join us to celebrate South Asian culture." Tickets are available on ebhs.bookdiscs.com, so don't miss it. As busy as the start of this year has been, with finishing college applications and preparing for midterms, events like these remind me to take a moment and relax and enjoy senior year. Knowing we have such an incredible student body driving new initiatives and an administration and board dedicated to supporting student voices, I'm confident that the rest of this year will be a resounding success. Thank you.
Thank you. I love your reports. I have to say, isn't it the strangest thing to watch the underclassmen start to pick classes for next year and you're not? That's kind of when it hits home. And you didn't mention, I think it's the beginning of prom dress shopping season. That's not impacting you personally.
No, I'm not shopping.
That's just happened in my house. I didn't realize that we were barely on time. Thank you so much. All right, now for the good of the cause. Okay. The public comment. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. In order to permit the fair and orderly expression of such comment, the board shall provide a period for public comment at every meeting of the board. Residents are welcome to speak up to 3 minutes, and the timing will be kept by the board secretary. We just request when you step up to the podium, you state your name and address for the record, unless you are a student. Is there anyone this evening wishing to speak to the board?
Tatiana Jordan, 27 North Drive. I am speaking today to share my concerns regarding the language arts curriculum currently used at EB, based on both my professional background as a certified ENL teacher and my personal experience as a parent of an elementary school student. While early education is not my specific area of expertise, I quickly noticed that something seemed off with my son's reading development, raising concerns about the curriculum EB continues to support despite feedback from educators and parents in the district. My concerns began to emerge midway through kindergarten and became more pronounced in first grade. I noticed that my son does not phonetically sound out words. Instead, he guesses based on pictures or the first letter of a word. For instance, if the word is outside, he might see the O and guess onto, which is a sight word he has memorized. This reliance on memorization and guessing rather than using phonics and decoding has impacted his fluency, confidence, and overall enjoyment of reading. Despite my efforts to encourage him to sound it out when we read together, he often reverts to guessing. My son is a bright and capable child. He is already fluent in another language, effortlessly code switches, and excels at critical thinking activities like chess. His struggles with reading are not due to a lack of ability, but rather a disconnect that seems tied to the curriculum. Conversations with other parents experiencing similar challenges led me to take a closer look at the language arts curriculum, which I now believe is failing our most vulnerable learners, especially struggling readers. At the start of first grade, I formally requested reading intervention. However, after an observation, I was told that my son was on track. However, on his report card, it indicates he's at level E after the first marking period, below the target for first grade. I requested another formal reading screening, but I was again told he was too high for intervention, even though his teacher acknowledged the validity of my concerns. After 2 formal requests and many conversations, my son will potentially get reading intervention in the near future. When and how that looks is still unclear, so I decided to help my child at home and invested in a phonics-based reading program, which we do every night together. While I'm grateful to have identified and addressed my son's struggles, I worry about many parents who may not recognize these challenges or lack the resources to intervene. This is not a critique of his teachers, who I believe are dedicated and doing best to implement the curriculum chosen by the administration and approved by the Board of Education. However, I urge the district to reevaluate this curriculum and involve the experts, your teachers, in the process. When I mentioned EB's chosen curriculum, units of study in Francis and Pinnell, to my district's director of curriculum, a former elementary level reading specialist, her response was telling, quote unquote, "I cannot believe a district like East Brunswick is continuing to use a program rooted in poor evidence. I implore the board to prioritize the needs
10
of all
seconds.
learners, especially the most vulnerable learners, by overhauling this curriculum and adopting one grounded in strong evidence-based practices." Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Do you want to leave your information with the ladies there? Thank you.
Arun Aigari, 20 Brook Hill Road. I just had a question. If there has been a deliberation in the past on installing vaping monitors and or sensors in our bathrooms, our meaning public school in East Brunswick. As an educator, I talked to a lot of students, both in East Brunswick and other districts as well. Several students 3 weeks ago told me, Mr. A, which is me, Mr. A, we see puff clouds, right? Puff clouds. I'm a pilot and I expect clouds to be seen only in the sky, not on ground. Definitely not carcinogenic clouds. So I was wondering if, as a district, we ever thought about installing vaping sensors, assuming taking into account all the private areas and things like that, but I'm not sure what the answer is. But I think if that's not the case, I strongly urge to install those in the best interest of health of our students. The bathrooms and the locker areas. I also heard in the football stadium, in our football stadium, a lot of kids, I get it, they're teenagers. They spend a lot of time vaping there as well. I'm assuming that also comes under school property and school premises. I think the law, if there is one, applies to those areas as well. So that's about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Arun.
Could you leave your contact with Karen, please?
I will.
Thank you.
Allegra Seidler, 12 South Woodland Avenue. You just heard another story about the literacy curriculum. These problems persist despite seemingly correct steps forward because structured literacy is not just the frosting on a balanced literacy cake. It's a completely different recipe. With the purchase of the revised units of study and continued reliance on Fountas and Pinnell, key contradictions to structured literacy remain, including the workshop model, leveled literacy, 3Qing, which is still prompted in the new units, running records, and more. It is essentially one step forward, 2 steps back. Parents have raised concerns through the proper channels, only to be denied or dismissed. We hear, "Don't worry, it's different now," or "We focus more on phonics," or "We follow the evidence." Why have so many parents received such similar answers? Possibly due to practices like this. In the spring of 2024, concerns about the literacy curriculum were raised on a public forum, and within days, staff received a written directive from administration on what to say in order to deflect questions from parents and avoid stirring the pot. One cannot help but wonder what our teachers might have shared about this curriculum had it not been for this directive. How do we trust a system that responds to concerns with secrecy? Why cling to a balanced literacy curriculum, a methodology with decades of documented flaws, when there are many other science of reading aligned, accessible options, options with documented success? And where is the district pilot study data for the revised curriculum? While I am still waiting to find out how much the revised units of study in reading and writing cost, over $120,000 was spent on professional development for this product. That's just in the immediate time frame surrounding the purchase. There are thousands more spent on PD for the reading and writing project annually. Yet, there are more effective, evidence-based, and even primarily open source options available. To my understanding, no alternatives like UFly or Bookworms were piloted. This raises serious questions about decision-making and transparency. Parents deserve to know and understand the choices being made for their children, and teachers should feel supported and empowered to voice their professional insights. Our children deserve an educational approach rooted in evidence, not outdated methodologies, and I truly urge you to prioritize collaboration, ensuring that parents and teachers are included in shaping decisions that impact our students' success. Thank you.
Thank you, Allegra. Is there anyone else wishing to address the board? All right, to follow up on what Ms. Seidler said, in an effort to show that the conversation does not just stop with people speaking at the good of the cause for the public, the district does follow up on the concerns of stakeholders, and I would like to offer the public a more transparent view of the district's efforts thus far to respond or create a more task-focused dialogue on this topic. To date, the administrative team has offered the following meetings to address the concerns presented: 10/28/24, 11/19/24, and 1/7/25. And additionally, Dr. Valesky did reach out after the public meeting on 12/19/24 and offered to discuss concerns. To date, no such meetings have occurred, but the conversation does try to continue. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
This is not an opportunity for you to speak.
No back and forth.
No. Miss,
Ma'am, you can't have it back and forth. Public session's closed.
And I did speak that day, here, in this room.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the public portion, which leads to Board of Ed items numbers 1 and 2. Can I have a motion for items 1 and 2?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Herrick, Mr. Hong, discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Can I have a motion for business and support ops items 1 through 16?
So moved.
Mrs. Herrick?
Second.
Dr. Falco? Discussion? All right, this is a roll call vote.
Dr. Pan is still absent. Anna Braun,
Yes.
Timothy Cummings.
Yes.
Jamie Falco.
Yes.
Liz Figueroa, Lori Herrick,
Yes.
Lee Woo Hong,
Yes.
Lori Lax,
Yes.
and Heather Gloss.
Yes. All right, motion passes. Moving on to curriculum and instruction, can I have a motion for items 1 through 3?
So moved.
Mrs. Herrick, Mr. Cummings. Discussion?
Yes, Board President, I do have, just on number 3, Dr. Wright coming in. I had the good fortune of working with him before on several different projects. He's fantastic, and I applaud the district for bringing him in and having him work with our students on some motivation and some character building. He's fantastic, so good job, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Any other? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right, we're going straight to special education? All right, special education and student services has just one item. Can I have a motion?
So
Item 1,
moved.
thank you, Ms. Herrick. Mr. Cummings, discussion? All right, this is a roll call vote.
Anna Braun.
Yes.
Timothy Cummings.
Yes.
Jamie Falco.
Yes.
Louis Figueroa. Lori Herrick.
Yes.
Li Wu Hong.
Yes.
Lori Lax. And Heather Bloss.
Yes, motion carries. Moving on to the good of the cause for the board. Board member reports on committees or information items. Anyone? We're a fast-moving bunch this evening. All right. All right, whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for the discussion in a public meeting, and whereas these subjects are within the exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows: EBEA, security, and employee matters. Oh, that's wrong, right? Whereas the length of closed session is estimated to be 3 hours, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and action may be taken. Will be taken. Thank you. Have a motion? Mr. Cummings?
Second.
Mr. Hong? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, thank you. We are enclosed. We will be back in 3 hours. All right, we are back. For the board, we are on page 20 of the agenda, if that helps. All right, we are in business and support operations. Can I have a motion for business and support operations, items 1 and 2?
So moved.
All right, moved by Liwu. Second by Tim. Any discussion? All right, this is a roll call vote, I
Yes.
believe.
Anna Braun.
Yes.
Tim Cummings.
Yes.
Jamie Falco.
Yes.
Louis Figueroa. Lori Herrick.
Yes.
Li Wu Hong.
Yes.
Wilbur Pan.
Yes.
Heather Bloss.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
All right, moving on. Human resources, items 1, 2, and 3. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Lori Herrick,
Second.
and second by Jamie. Any discussion? All right, this is also a roll call vote.
Anna Braun.
Yes.
Tim Cummings.
Yes.
Jamie Falco.
Yes.
Lou Figueroa. Lori Herrick.
Yes.
Li Wu Hong.
Yes.
Lori Lax. I'm sorry, Lori is absent. Wilbur Pan.
Yes.
And Heather Bloss.
Yes,
Motion's carried.
motion's carried. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn? All right, Wilbur, second? And second by Jamie. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? All right. Thank you. Have a good evening.